So the big question is, how do health experts like you and I generate more income, impact more people, and create businesses that work around their lifestyle and serve their family at the highest possible level? If you want the answer to that question, then you're in the right place at the right time. Whether you're a dietitian, a nutritionist, or a nutrition coach, this is for you. My name is Dr. Javier Carlin, and I want to welcome you to the Practice Revolution. We are a movement that is revolutionizing the way private practices are built so you can practice on your terms. So go ahead and join us and follow along as we learn, apply, and share the top business growth strategies that we're using to grow our own business and to help you grow yours, using only the best insights and advice from top industry leaders. So thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the show.
What's going on, everyone? So excited to be here with you today. Welcome to the Business Growth Secrets for Health Professionals and Wellness Coaches community. Super excited. We are here providing you with experts and interviews and trainings. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Javier Carlin. I'm a physical therapist, and I'm the co-founder of the Practice Revolution with my wife, who's a dietitian. And together we help health professionals and wellness coaches to build their private practice, build a private practice of their dreams, get more clients, have more impact and generate more income for themselves and for their family. And so if that's you, you're in the right place. Tonight, we have a very special guest. Jodi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks. Thanks for having me on, Javier. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm super excited for this. I'm going to learn a ton, and everyone who's hopping on. So for everyone here, Jodi's a health coach by background, and she was actually struggling to grow her practice when she stumbled upon a functional medicine training program that was available for health coaches. And it was a very deep dive, and really it changed everything for her. And so fast forward to today, Jodi has raised her rates by 1,000%, guys. That's 1,000, 3 zeros, and has a very successful referral-based practice. And today, she's going to discuss how mastering gut health can make all the difference in your practice. So if you are ready, say, I'm ready in the chat. Awesome, Jodi. Well, again, thanks so much for being here today. So tell us a little bit about a little bit about your story and how you were able to transform your practice so dramatically.
Yeah, thanks so much, Javier. I actually became a health coach when I turned 50. So I got into this game a little bit late. And I was really struggling to get clients. I went through a basic health coach program like many of us do, and they teach you a little bit about the business and things. But I remember I had some clients and I would do an initial session or I would do a discovery call, and I really wasn't quite sure of myself. And they would ghost me, like they wouldn't sign up, or if I did a session or two with them, they'd stop showing up. And I was just like, I didn't have any confidence. I was really ready to give it up. It was pretty bad. I mean, they weren't really following my recommendations. And I think they sensed that I wasn't really confident and competent in my abilities. Even though I graduated a year-long health coaching school, I still felt like I didn't really get it. And in fact, one of the first clients I had was, she came to me and said, I need to lose weight. I said, okay, great. I got this. Right. So, and then I did an intake with her, and I found out she had all these GI issues, right? She had chronic diarrhea that she had had for 40 years. I mean, it was to the point where she was like wearing an adult diaper. She had been to all these gastroenterologists who told her to just take Imodium. She had all these issues there. She had acid reflux to the point where she couldn't lie down at night. She was sleeping on an inclined pillow and not sleeping well because of it, because the acid reflux was keeping her up at night. And then she had things like a rash all over her skin and fibromyalgia and type 2 diabetes. And I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm so over my head right now. How am I going to help this woman? I mean, all the things that I learned in health coach school, eat more vegetables. That's not going to fly, right? She has diarrhea. That's not a good idea, right? And then it's like, get more sleep. Oh, she can't. She's in too much pain. All the things, exercise more. No, she can't even cross her legs. Her fibromyalgia bothers her so much. So I just felt like, I can't do this. And I had no confidence. And I honestly was ready to give it up. And I think, like I said, they could sense my lack of confidence. Mm-hmm. And what happened is I stumbled across this program that teaches health coaches and medical professionals, there's a lot of physical therapists in the program as well, how to incorporate functional medicine into their practice. And it's not one of those health coach functional medicine schools that are, they're a great start, just like the school I went to, but they're not a deep, deep, deep dive. It's not what the doctors are learning. In this school, you're going to be in with doctors and nurse practitioners, but there are a lot of health coaches in the school and a lot of nutritional professionals as well. So you'll be in really good company, but it is a deep, deep dive, and it teaches you how to use functional medicine effectively in your practice. So I got confident even after a few weeks, even after just taking the gut course piece, which is now a separate course that you can purchase, which I want to tell you more about in a minute. But I got so confident that that client I was telling you about, that I was so over my head with, even within a few weeks, I was able to stop her diarrhea, which is like life-changing for her. She said, if that's all you did for me, that was just huge. Her acid reflux within 6 weeks was completely gone. She got off her medication. She got off her Imodium. And then we started working on the rash, which went away within 6 weeks. I'm sorry, that was like 8 weeks. And then after that, we worked on other things going on in her gut. We did some testing, which I learned. And before long, her fibromyalgia went away, and she reversed her type 2 diabetes all within about 4 months.
Whoa.
So
That's
it was
insane.
just like so life-changing for her. She became a walking billboard. Oh, and by the way, she lost 20 pounds, which, that was her goal. So she reached her goal, but I so over-delivered with her with everything else that she wanted, that she went and told like 50 friends about me. She would stand in line at the grocery store telling people about me.
That's
So,
incredible.
I mean, it was like, and then all of a sudden I had more and more people coming to me from word of mouth. And this kept happening and happening. I remember I had a client who I helped her reverse her depression and anxiety. She had been like that her entire life. And her mom ran into me and said, can you please give me a big stack of your business cards? Because I tell people about you all the time. You changed my daughter's life. So, I mean, I have not done a bit of advertising, and I just keep getting more and more people. And when I say, I know what you posted, triple your revenue, triple your revenue by learning functional medicine and mastering gut health. I'm being conservative with that. Like I'm offering $10,000 packages now. And I know when I first started health coaching, I'd say I could never charge like that. Like, I'm not
guys, did you hear that? Jodi's charging $10,000 packages. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of questions, but we'll get to those.
Yeah, it's like anywhere from 4 to 10,000, and a lot of people do the $10,000 package. So, yeah, I mean, I can't believe it, and I do slide my scale. I mean, don't think I'm just being so greedy and everything. I can slide my scale for people who can't afford it if I want to, but I can also offer group programs for people who can't afford as much, and we do group programs as well. So I can help lots of people and have much more impact and just be real life, a lot of life changing.
Absolutely. So you would say that the growth that you've had has come from, like you said, the results that you've gotten for people, and then being walking billboards and so being so ecstatic about the transformations that they've had, that they're telling everyone. And I think, word of mouth at the end of the day, we all know is the best, right? In that it's exponential, because one person tells two people tell four people tell 8, and it just starts to grow and expand. And so I think that's incredible that you've been able to accomplish that without any advertising. That's really neat.
Yeah. In fact, I have people coming to me worldwide now. I don't even know how they hear about me anymore. It's like, well, my mother's uncle's chiropractor told me that, whatever. And I've had doctors that ask me if they can have my business card or refer people to me, because their patients come to them and all their symptoms are gone. And they're like, how did you do that? And they're like, well, I met with Jodi. It's like, oh, who's this Jodi? So it's like, and then they ask if they can refer people. I even had a doctor begging me to join her practice locally. And I'm just like, I'm too busy. I can't do it, but I'm happy to take on your patients. And she was referring at one point about 20% of my clients to me, because she knew she couldn't help them with the GI issues and the autoimmune issues. She would send every single client that she had, every single patient that was struggling to me, and I was helping them. So it was really exciting. Yeah.
That is so cool. I did want to ask you, and for everyone who's tuning in, because we've got quite a few people on live right now, I am curious how, because I'm sure this is running through a lot of people's minds. How did you get to the point where you felt confident and you got to the point where you were able to feel good about charging? I know you said you have $4,000 programs and packages in up to $10,000. And you also said that most people opt in for the highest, level program. And I think a lot of people, are might be in disbelief. So I'm curious, like, what was that journey for you of getting to that point, and maybe some mindset tips that you have for people on how to get there? Because I think a lot of people would benefit from that.
Yeah, great question. So honestly, in the very beginning, I didn't charge much at all. It was like, I charged, I think $68 per session or something like that, because I just felt like I didn't know that much. And I felt like, well, that, and again, that was like maybe 8 years ago, but still, it's probably the equivalent of like $100 now. It wasn't a lot. And I just felt like, that's what I was worth. It sounds kind of icky, but it's true. I just didn't know that much. And then as I was going through the school that we'll tell you about, I know Javier has a link that's going to save you a couple $100 right now too. But once I started going to that school and learning, I could apply what I was learning as I was going, and I started gaining confidence. And the teacher actually teaches you how to use what you're learning really effectively in your practice. So as I was learning and growing, and she encourages you to charge more. So I said, I used to do a free initial session, and that's what I was taught in my health coaching school. And she said, you are not doing free sessions anymore. I said, oh gosh, and I started charging $49 for the initial session, and then I went up a little bit, and then I kept raising my rates. Like, okay, the people that already were charged a certain rate, I would grandfather them in. But for the next month, I am charging this much more. And I would just raise it by like $25 or $50 a session as I was going. And it wasn't stopping people. And, my teacher had a way of saying, if your rates don't scare you a little, you're charging too little. And yes. That really kind of hit home with me. And I started charging more. And it wasn't at some, at this point, I'm even thinking of raising even more. And not everybody gets the 10,000 program. There's one in the middle that's about 6,000, where a lot of people, I would say most people get that one. Okay. But still, it's and I've leveraged my practice. That's the other piece, is that I have so many people coming to me now, word of mouth, that I actually hired graduates of this school. So I do the initial session and then hand them off to one of the people on my staff, and those people take the sessions. Then we meet regularly about the client. So it's like they get two heads on it, which is great too. Yes. So you can leverage your practice that way too. And so I brought on more and more practitioners, and they're getting too busy. I'm gonna have to cut off pretty soon what I can take. It's hard to find graduates that aren't already too busy and have their own practice already rocking. So I did that. And the other thing I'm doing now is a lot more groups. And so that way you can obviously bring in more people and help more people on a greater level, and get really, a nice sense of camaraderie, and they get really good results from it that way too.
Absolutely.
So it's just crazy what becomes available to you when you have this knowledge, and how people just keep coming to you. And another thing I did, Javier, is I posted my success stories. I asked for permission, and they said, yes. Do you mind if I share a few of them with you?
Oh, please. Yeah. I think that'd be great.
I know some of you are listening to the audio, and you can maybe see this if you go to my website. It's jodifranklin.com. But can you see it okay? This is
I can see it.
John here. And, this is a psoriatic arthritis. You can see his psoriasis here on the left, and on the right, this is 5 months progress. He had such severe pain that he couldn't even tie his shoes from this psoriasis and arthritis. And he also was on prednisone, which, long-term use can be really problematic and make him, bring his immune system way down, so he can get cancer or, even COVID. But now he's off the prednisone and his symptoms are gone. And his wife wrote a really lovely testimonial here, just saying like she couldn't believe it. And, he lives in this small town in a state where I don't even know anybody, but he told a bunch of people about me, and I'm working with other people from that small town in that state, because he just tells people, oh, you got to go see Jodi. But, what does this have to do with gut health? Everything. Psoriasis has everything to do with gut digestion, and bile function is really important when it comes to reversing psoriasis, and also gut dysbiosis. And you're going to learn all about that in the school. But I could go on and on, like with gout and some of these issues, like this woman had fibromyalgia and debilitating migraines, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you can see some of these success stories of what I've done. Acid reflux, that is so easy to help people reverse. I mean, I don't know of anyone that's come to me with acid reflux that we haven't been able to completely reverse it. And then, I mean, I'll just show you a couple other GI. This woman had acid reflux also, and dermatitis and all kinds of other issues as well. But you get the idea, you know, and even like skin issues, this all begins in the gut. This woman had hives. This woman had rosacea, ocular rosacea in her eye. And these things are just reversed. And, you know, she's referred her son to me. This other one on the left's referred a whole bunch of people to me who have hives. Yeah. So you can see how when you get confidence and you can get testimonials like that. And I just I'm afraid to post my testimonials now because I know I'm going to get this huge influx of people that are going to want to work with me. And it's hard to do it. I even put together a group program.
I'm sure a lot of people watching right now would love to have that problem.
Yeah, and you can. I mean, it's a good problem to have. And I know when I want to retire eventually, I can work 2 days a week and make as much as, you know, my colleagues started working, you know, full time. So it's really it's a nice position to be in. I can work from anywhere. Absolutely. I do it all online, which is really fun too.
That's it. That is so cool. So I did want to ask you, and we had a few people asking, what is this course? So what tell us about this gut course?
Yeah. So if you could put the link, I don't know if anyone's able to do that.
Yeah, I just dropped it down below now. Yep,
but yeah, please use Javier's link because you can save $200 on it. This course is worth $1,600, and it is a gut essential deep dive course. And it's actually the part of the course of the whole program that I did, but it's, you know, almost all disease begins in the gut, almost, not all, but it's a part of so many diseases, including autoimmune disease and everything else. But this is a 6-week course that is a deep dive into gut. Now, I know there's other courses that are more money, like about $1,000 that you may be looking at. This is only $497 right now.
Wow.
So the price is going up soon. I'm not sure the date, but I think this is good for another few days anyway. So if you're interested in doing it, just for, you know, under $500, just do it. It's so worth it. If you get one new client, it'll pay for the whole thing. If you get a little bit of confidence, it'll show, and your confidence will show through when you're talking to people. By the way, nobody ghosts me now. They come, they cannot wait for the next session, and they sign up again and again if they need to. Some people are done because they're already better, but they come to me and they know that my time's valuable and they can't wait to learn from me. And you learn how to do your sessions properly with this. But you're going to learn all about gut barrier integrity. You're going to learn about pH, bile, brush border enzymes, diarrhea, constipation, histamine, peristalsis, SIBO. What do you do when they're bloated, when they have giant bloating, acid reflux, microbial imbalances, vagal nerve function? What about the gut-brain axis? What if they're depressed or anxious? What do you do then? You're going to learn about supplements, prebiotics, probiotics, all kinds of different supplements for the gut. You're going to learn about H. pylori, maldigestion, malabsorption, food sensitivities, nutrition, fiber, you know, everything, ulcers, gastritis, biofilms, and all kinds of supplements. I mean, I could go on and on what's in this course.
Wow.
But basically, you are going to get a really rich understanding of helping your client, how to help your clients on a whole different level. This school was originally made for just health coaches. It is so good that all these medical professionals joined and signed up, and it's now about 80% medical professionals.
That's incredible.
Yeah, but I would say health coaches do very, very well in this school. And, you know, you have the benefit of, you know, the medical professionals might only have 10 minutes with a patient, where you have an hour with this client, and health coaches do very, very well in this program. So the good news is it's only $497 now. And then this fall, this is a spoiler alert, I know they're going to surprise you with this, but I just want to tell you, if you decide to do the whole program, which includes like reversing metabolic diseases, toxicity, like it's like a huge program and big certification program, they're going to let you take that, you know, that it's supposed to be $700, but it's only $497 right now, and put it towards that program. So you could just take it now. It's a 6-week long program. Those of you who are at NBHWC certified, it gives you 10 continuing education credits. Those of you who are CE or CME and CE, those of you who are doctors and nurse practitioners and nurses, whatever, you can get 10 CEs for this.
Oh, amazing. Well.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah. I know we have some questions around that. So that is great. Let's see. I have, so question here. So yeah, Lucy says, I noticed 10 CEUs for this. That's really awesome. Beautiful. She's asking, is this good for someone who already has their RD?
Yes, 100%. This, you are going to learn so much more that you didn't learn in RD school. There's just no way. It's so cutting edge.
It's so specialized too, right? Like it's so focused on gut health and everything that you mentioned. So I'm sure it's a deep dive.
It is a deep dive, but the gut controls so much. 2/3 of your immune system resides in your gut, right? 90% of your serotonin resides in your gut, that feel-good hormone. You know how much anxiety and depression is out there now, especially in the wake of COVID? You could make an entire living just on gut health and helping people with their mental health issues that way. You can make an entire living just helping people with acid reflux. You can make an entire living just helping them with H. pylori or bloating or gas or diarrhea, constipation. Pick your thing and you can specialize in it, but you're going to learn how to help people on a completely different level with this. So yes, as an RD, I would definitely do this. There are plenty of RDs in the school too, and it's a great compliment. Like I said, it's only $500, and you can't go wrong. Just sign up, get the access, start taking the classes. I could not wait to listen to the next class. It was just like light bulb moments. If you don't have a lot of time, it's only one class per week for 6 weeks. There's a ton of resources you're going to get with it, tons of handouts and all kinds of supporting material too. But you'll find the time to do it. I mean, get up early on a Saturday morning and take the class. I couldn't wait to listen to the whole thing. I mean, the whole it's like hook me up.
that was a question that we had. Is the program self-paced? I know you mentioned it's like a lesson week by week, or how does that work?
Yes, you can self-pace it. You have 6 weeks access to the schools, but you could do it all. If you have a lot of time, you could do it all in a week if you want. So you have 6 weeks access. And then another spoiler alert, they're going to give you the opportunity to do a case study every month and get continuing access after that for only $29 a month.
Oh, wow.
That's just,
that's solid.
It's a steal. So you can do that. And then again, put your investment towards the full program. If you decide to do it, when you decide to do the full program, you'll get 5 years access to this course. So it's, cool. you can't lose with that.
That is
and
great.
All the other courses too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Maggie has a question here.
Or up to 5 years, I should say, not 5. Anyway.
Up to 5. Oh, okay. Okay. What was that? Sorry.
I just want to say up to 5 years because some people finish sooner, and then if you finish in 3 years and finish in 2 years, you don't necessarily get 5 years free. But once you get recertified, it's free for life. It's kind of complicated, but I still want anyone coming back to me said, "You said this." Like, oh boy. Anyway,
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah,
let me see. So we have Maggie was asking, do you have some type of certification at the end, or can you just call yourself a gut health expert?
Yeah, great question. So on this course, there's no certification. However, if you go into the full course, you get an AFMC certification, Applied Functional Medicine certification, which is, by the way, if you get CMEs or CEs, 50 CMEs per year, you get a total of 100 continuing education credits. So it's like all your continuing education is like done. Yeah. And that course, I can't recommend highly enough. I did it. I feel like I have a skill set that very few people on the planet have. I have people coming to me that have already been to a functional doctor and didn't get results, and I'm able to figure it out. And it's not because I'm any smarter. I just honestly am better trained. And there's a lot of people I know that have been to other functional medicine schools, like my friend Tammy, she works in my practice. She's been to 6 functional medicine schools. And I asked her, how does this one compare to other schools? And she said, it absolutely blows it away. She said before she was always struggling with taking pieces of knowledge and trying to put it into a practice. But this school teaches you how to use it and apply it effectively through case study after case study after case study of case practice. So if you go through the program, you do get a certification. You can put it on your wall. It's a beautiful, mine's over there. You can't see it, but it's a nice certification. You get put in the directory. There is a student directory. So when people look on a Google search for a functional practitioner in the area, it comes up high on Google searches. I've gotten a bunch of clients just from that. And that alone paid for the whole school. I mean,
Wow.
just being in the directory was like, people coming to me because of that. And it more than paid for the school, my education. So that was very cool too.
That is really cool. Amazing. So let's see. Does anyone have any other questions for Jodi while we have her here? Whether it's about her practice and how she's been able to grow it, whether it's, mastering the gut and how that's changed her practice, or even if you want more information on the course, I did drop the link down below. And so it's in the link, it's in the comment section, it's in the caption. So you can just click on that, check it out. Like Jodi said, the price is going up, I believe, in the next few days. So if it's something that you definitely want to do, just do it now. Why wait? Let's see. So Maggie, my current niche is weight loss and blood sugar management. How can I incorporate my knowledge of gut health after I take the course into my program?
Yeah, great question. So some people don't realize that insulin is very much related to gut health as well. And type 2 diabetes is related to toxicity, gut health. And, of course, the pancreas is part of your digestion, right? And so not only does it work on, churning out insulin, but it also is turns out digestive enzymes that help your digestion. So it's all interconnected. And by mastering the gut, you're going to be able to help people on a whole new level. Now, if you're doing weight loss, I would say this course is definitely for you, because I had a client that came to me who had been to, I don't know how many clinics and things like that. She couldn't lose weight. She kept gaining weight. I looked at her diet. She's like rock solid diet. I mean, she was like low carb, eating lots of vegetables, eating, lean meats and whatever, and some healthy fats and this and that. And so I knew what to do, what to look for in her symptoms, and figuring out, you understand, you get to know how to read lab work and interpret lab work. And I saw that her globulin levels were really high. So we did some further testing and found out, because the globulin was high, what else was at play with her. And she had histamine issues, and she also had food sensitivities. And we tested the food sensitivities, which would, high globulin would indicate. And sure enough, when we took out the food sensitivities, she lost 6 pounds the next week. She came to me crying. She was so excited, because it was like, all this weight, all this inflammation just got released. So gut health is really important for weight loss and insulin resistance and everything. It's very much tied in, and you're never going to have someone that comes to you with just type 2 diabetes. And I actually specialize. If I could share my screen one more time.
Yeah, please do.
But you could see I've worked with, this woman, look here. She came to me with such bloating. She looks pregnant there, right? And look on the right, see she, and she's referred to several friends to me, including her son, who had asthma, and his asthma's gone now. This woman had SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and that is gone now. And one thing that she said to me, which is really nice, is that she said it was like getting an extreme college course in self-care and nutrition. I mean, that was really a nice compliment. But I did want to show you the diabetes people. This woman here was insulin dependent, type 2 diabetic. And within 6 months, she's off her insulin and no longer diabetic. There's another one here that I wanted to show you. I don't know if I think it's further up. I can't keep track of them all. But this woman here, her hemoglobin A1C was 6.8, and we got it down to 4.6. So, the other thing is she had chronic joint pain. And that's related to gut health. So you have to know these things. Like, nobody comes to you with just one thing. She had high cholesterol, she had high blood pressure, she had chronic joint pain. These all went away in working with me and her blood pressure is now a healthy 108/67. She lost 75 pounds working with me. And so even the guy who had psoriatic arthritis up here lost 30 pounds working with me. So that he wasn't even, well, he needed to lose weight, but that wasn't why he came to me. So, you'll see that getting your gut in good health the weight loss is just a side effect of that, right? So it's so much easier to get good results for people when you're looking to lose weight, because you're going to learn all about hormones. Eventually you'll learn more about the gut brain axis hormones and things like that, and how things are interconnected. Or is their thyroid off? I mean, eventually, if you do the whole program, you're going to learn hypothyroidism is rampant. Hashimoto's, I've been able to actually uncover it in a whole bunch of clients that have worked with me. I had an emergency room doctor working with me, and we uncovered Hashimoto's, the autoimmune thyroid, just in the lab. So you're going to learn how to do this stuff. She couldn't believe it when she got the labs back. She's like, I never would have thought to look at that. I said, yeah, I looked at your symptoms and I saw this. But you're going to learn, so thyroid function, you'll learn about adrenals, you'll learn all these other things. That's in the whole course, but it all gets in the way of weight loss. So if you want to get really good at weight loss, start with this program and work your way into the other one. Put it all towards the big program, because it will more than pay for itself. I mean, I charge for one client now what I pay for the whole school. I mean, it's like, okay, that's easy. It's just an incredible investment. And that program's not open yet, but it will be in September. But this is a great way to toe dip and make sure you like the program, which you're going to love her. She's just like the best teacher I've ever had in my life. Yeah. And the feedback on this gut course is phenomenal. Everybody is just saying like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how good this program is. That's amazing. Yeah. If you go to if you go to the page, you'll see some of the comments on it. It's just, everyone's saying how great it is.
Yeah. We have so a few comments, and we have one question. Maybe we can take this last question and sure, call it a day. So Maggie says, oh wow, so this knowledge training could totally change my practice. Absolutely. Lucy, I love learning about gut health and would love to have more training. This is definitely my interest. Beautiful. So Melissa had a question. Do you use any gut testing like GI map?
That's a great question. So in this course, they don't teach that test, but I will tell you that a lot of practitioners rely on that test. And I do use that test a lot, because in the whole program, you learn about that test, especially because I work with a lot of autoimmune. But I will tell you that more people will order that test, and your client's going to spend couple $100, $300, $200 or $300 on the test. And you could just determine from their symptoms and from their everyday annual physical lab work so much information that you don't need that test. And so many people rely on it. Like they'll look at it and they'll treat what's on the test. They'll say, okay, they got H. pylori, I do this. And they've got candida, I'm going to do this. And they got, fecal fat, and I'm going to do this. And then they treat it. And then 3 months later, the client comes back to you with more problems. You run another test and they got a whole different set of symptoms, because you didn't address the root causes. You didn't go upstream and address the basics first. And so when you have a rich understanding of what to do, you may not need that test. And 9 times out of 10, you don't need that test. And then when you do need it, for the times like the psoriasis guy, I definitely ordered it. I mean, there's definitely people that we need that test for, and you'll get the ability to order that test too. There's resources in the school that show you how to do that and how to get all these as a health coach. So that's perfectly legit. I use a lot of advanced testing now for certain things, and you'll learn when it's appropriate to order those tests and not. You learn through a real life case study. What if Jack comes in next Tuesday and he only has the budget for one test? Which one are you going to get? And why? So we go through like these case study scenarios and what to do if he doesn't have the money for any test. What do you do? So sometimes you work in the absence of data, but if you can really master the gut and master all these things that you're going to learn in this course, you're going to be like 90% of the way there in terms of helping your clients on a completely different level. And then you're going to have so much thirst for more knowledge, you'll probably go into the full program. And and if you don't, that's fine too. But you'll still be able to use this with just about everyone who comes to you.
Yeah, and I think what's so great is that, and I think a lot of us, a lot of you watching right now can relate to this. I know it was true for me in physical therapy school when I was going through that. It was a lot of education and focus on evaluation and assessment, and it was fine, right? We needed that, but it was not a lot of practical application of how to actually work with people. And I know you had mentioned like the case studies and going through that process really allows you to think critically and understand how to take the information, yes, but actually implement it and utilize it with a patient that's right in front of you that's needing your help. And I think that's missing in a lot of programs. And this sounds like it definitely helps with that. So
Yeah.
I did have, oh, go ahead.
I just want to say one thing about,
Yeah.
You're a physical therapist, and it's like, how do I incorporate this into my practice? The full program, they teach you how to do that. So there's a lot of physical therapists in the school that are like, okay, or a chiropractor or somebody who's already seen patients on a certain degree. What do they do? Or even acupuncturists, what do they do? So while you're talking to the patient, just say, hey, Mary, I noticed your symptoms are getting better with the physical therapy, but I know you're still experiencing a lot of joint pain. And I have some suspicions with this. If you'd like, I can meet with you next Tuesday and do a complete assessment with you of your lab work and your symptoms and come up with some other solutions for you naturally without using medications. Would you be interested in doing that or learning about that? Okay, great. But it's $299 for the assessment. And, and then you go into it. I mean, you'll be able to charge more and more for these kind of things, but you'll be able, like I said, you could triple your rates. So if you're charging $100 a session now, you'll be able to charge $300 then. And
that's a great point as well. I don't think, we recently opened up this group to health professionals, again, me being a physical therapist, I was like, you know what, there's I think we need more people, working together. And, there aren't a ton of that I'm aware of, a ton of physical therapists that are learning this skill. And so this is a great opportunity for RDs, health coaches, nutrition coaches to learn these skills, reach out to physical therapists like myself and say, hey, listen, like there are, as you and I both know, joint pain, inflammation, all these things can cause people to be in physical pain. And so what better than, yes, to get people moving more because that's important, but also fix things internally. And so it could be a very great complementary skill to have and to bring to other health professionals who may not have that skill, but that you could bring to their patients and obviously help to grow your own practice. So I wanted to throw that out there. I think it's an extremely valuable skill to have.
Absolutely. And I will say functional medicine is in huge demand right now. Huge. Yeah. I can't keep up with it. I can't do it all. We have lots of graduates and we can't keep up with it. Everyone I know is like too busy with their practice now. And so somebody who's really skilled in this and has a deep, rich understanding can do really, really well with this. So
yeah, it sounds like it. We have Ola. She's asking, is this available to Canadians?
Absolutely. In fact, the school has students from over 75 different countries.
Wow.
So it's available everywhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, Jodi, this was amazing. I learned a lot, so thank you. Is there anything you want to leave everyone with before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say, I hope I see you all in there. I can't wait to hear your success stories with this. If you're on the fence about it, just do it. For $497, like I said, if you get one new client or can raise your rates by $50, you get done on 10 sessions, it'll pay for it, right? And I just know you're going to love this course. Tracy is the best teacher I've ever had. It's called the School of Applied Functional Medicine. Definitely use Javier's link below. And let me know. You're welcome to message me if you have any questions. It's Jodi Burwick Franklin. You can check out my website, jodifranklin.com. It's JODI. And message me through there if you have any questions. But I really hope a lot of you do this. I hope all of you do it. It's a no-brainer. This course is so good. She could charge a few $1,000s for this course. It's really, really that good. But she's doing it as a way to introduce you to her community and to show you what's out there and really get you started at getting your feet wet in functional medicine. And it's just not the knowledge, it's the know-how of being confident and competent and knowing what you're doing. And I feel like now I can help anybody with anything. I know when people come to me and I tell them I can help you, they are just, you get the relief on their faces, like really? And, you know, even things like Parkinson's disease, I should show you, if you go to my Facebook page for my business, you can see before and after video of Parkinson's disease going into remission. I mean, the guy stopped shaking. He's not falling down anymore. He can go to the grocery store now. He's like living independently. And and because of him, he's telling all his Parkinson's friends. I got all these Parkinson's clients coming to me now. I mean, it's just incredible, the ripple effect of what you can do and how many people you can help with this. So I hope to see you all there. And Javier, thank you so much for having me on. I so appreciate it.
Absolutely. No, this was great. Michelle says she's just signed up. So beautiful.
Excellent.
And
I can't wait to see you in there, Michelle.
Yeah, awesome. Everyone's saying thank you. So again, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you all soon.
All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for watching the show. I know your time is super valuable, and I know that you're here to learn how to grow a successful practice. So I have something special just for you. If you are a health expert who is in business or aspiring to be, and you're curious about how to grow a profitable, impactful practice, you're going to want to pay attention. Because as a person who is watching the show, I want you to win. So I've created a bundle of resources exclusively for those who are watching the Practice Revolution. So if you are tired of trying to figure out this game of business, marketing, and sales all on your own, and you're ready to implement what's already proven to work rather than reinventing the wheel, you're going to want to send us a private message on Instagram at The Practice Revolution. And simply just let us know that you watched this show, and we'll personally hand over $7,000 worth of trainings, resources, and coaching that is available only for those who are watching this show on YouTube. So if you want to know how to increase your income, impact, and build a practice that works for the lifestyle that you want and that serves your family at the highest level, send us a private message on Instagram at The Practice Revolution. Do it now so you can win big in your practice and in your life. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next show.